Welcome back. Today I plan to play a live rapid game here on chess.com. Now what I should probably be doing is editing my last couple of chess videos or building the little shelf I told my wife I would make for the medicine cabinet, but here we are. I'm going to switch over here. I've already pulled up this page. I haven't played a live rated rapid game on chess.com in probably over a month, and I need to. I'm honestly surprised to see that my rating is 1330. Is that what it says on my opening page here? That is what it says. I guess I haven't done it in so long I forgot my rating, but I've lost a string of games on Lichess rapid games, and on chess.com I've lost a bunch of my recent daily games to people rated lower than me. So I am a little nervous about this, but you know, it's time to do it. If I delay any longer, it'll just get worse, right? So let's click play and see what happens. If I do lose, I'll hope it won't be for some elementary level blunder, and hopefully we can learn from it afterward. It is my opponent's turn here. They're going to take their time deciding what to start with. Or are they not online? Okay, there we go. We got E5, E4. I'm going to play E6, which is the French defense, and see what they do. They did that. Okay. I guess I'll play D5, and we might get the exchange variation, just in a slightly different move order. I am recording, right? I think if they take here and I take here, then it's just the exchange variation, except they got the knight out first, and then they'll play D4 after that, I think. Oh, they did take it. I'm going to take, sometimes they'll check me here before they play D4. If so, I think I can just, okay, they played D4 first, then I will get this knight out, then I will get the bishop out, and then I will castle. Okay, well, they've done that. Now, the problem here is if you get the bishop out, then they will pin it. But I think I can go ahead and put my queen up here so that my knight isn't pinned anymore. And then I can still block with the bishop. I think that works. All right, they have gotten this bishop out and they are prepared to castle. You know what? I think I'll go pin their knight too and see how this works out, because they can't move their queen up like I did. They can force me to trade the knight for the bishop, but they didn't. I'm going to put this knight here to help guard that knight, and then I'm going to put this bishop here when they check me inevitably here in a second. At least I assume they're going to check me with the rook. I can also move this knight now, I think. Oh, they did check me with the rook. Okay, let's do that. Now if they take the knight, I can take either of these two ways. Oh, that's not the pawn that I expected them to move. But I don't know. You know what? Let's go ahead and castle queenside, which I almost never do, but it does look like they're mounting a little bit of an attack over here on my king side. Okay, they've threatened my queen, which I think I can just move it over. Oh, that's why they pushed the pawn up there. If so, then why did it take them so long to play that? Oh, because they get my bishop. Oh, wow. Very nice. Oh, they didn't see it though, right? I just left them a free bishop. That also seems like a weird move now that their bishop is out here, but I suppose they're thinking about charging up this way. Let's attack their bishop, because mine was hanging and I think my opponent missed it, but I could be wrong. I think I'll just take that, see where we're going with this. They have protected the knight with the knight and given their queen a way out here, but the front knight is still currently pinned. So what should we do here? Okay, well, let's put this, let's put the H pawn up here to keep their knight from hopping in this way whenever it gets to, and also eventually I might need to bring this bishop back, something like this, maybe, especially if they start throwing pawns. Well, right now, if they throw that pawn, I'll take it. Okay, they've dropped back to break the pin from the queen, so, you know, good job for them. I think that's what they probably should have done. But now I can bring the bishop back this way, which I think I will do. Not only am I aiming at that pawn, but I'm getting my bishop ready to run away if it needs to. They've hopped the knight in, aiming at this pawn, but I can just take the knight. And then if they take back, I can get the pawn. They can move that bishop someplace, which will threaten my queen with the rook, and I'll have to move the queen, and then they'll get the bishop. Oh, very nice. I don't know if they've seen all that, but I suppose it's possible. Or I could just protect this pawn. One of a couple of different ways. Let's go ahead and protect it with this rook, because otherwise they were about to get a triple fork there on my queen and two rooks. But now they won't. They might take my knight, and if so, I suppose I can take back any number of ways. Okay, come after this pawn, which is defended. I do want to move this knight, though. I'm going to put it back here, and that way when they take here, it won't be my queen and my knight in danger, and I'll be able to move one of them, because I'm going to take that here in a second if they don't move it. I don't feel like I'm doing really poorly at this point, although I am surprised that I'm lower on time than my opponent. I felt like they were taking more time between moves than I was. Oh, okay. Well, let's take this first, and then I'll get my queen out of the way somehow, like maybe come up here. Again, I think I'm doing okay. trying to keep conscious of the time. All right, that probably wasn't bad. They've got 2 pawns coming down the center. I'm not sure what to do about it. I'm just going to threaten the bishop and then... Oh, what can I do? I guess I could threaten their queen for a second. I'm really not sure. I suppose they're just going to move over one, and then I'll have to worry about my queen somehow. Maybe push this pawn. Oh, they ran over there. I didn't... Oh, that's a check, and I didn't expect that at all. I suppose I will move out of check and see how we're going to play this, okay? Now, my knight might be toast. Not really. It can come back here, but then they get this pawn. So is there anything else I can do about that? No, maybe not. And if I put my knight back there when they get this pawn, then the knight's in danger. Oh my goodness. Okay. So maybe I'm not doing well. And now I'm definitely behind on time again. Can I threaten anything of theirs? I can't. No, I was about to say I can threaten their knight, but I cannot. I can threaten their knight by coming down here. Can I threaten their knight by just moving up to c3? And then if they take mine, I'll take theirs and they'll get an extra pawn out of the deal? I don't know. I'm going to try it. But I am down a pawn now already, and I don't remember when that happened. Was it right here on the D file? I think that's when I went down a pawn. It looks like they're deciding on whether or not to save their knight somehow or to take mine. Okay, they took mine. I'm going to take theirs, see what they do. I suppose no, they won't do that, surely. But they might do this. Oh, they didn't. Okay. I guess I can take that pawn then. Maybe I can line up and come down the H file here in just a second, but I'm going to have to worry about that bishop being down there by itself. And I'm still just down 1 pawn. I think they're going to come after the bishop, but I'm not sure. This would be a great time for my opponent to make an obvious blunder, but you know, they're playing pretty well, or at least it seems like they are to me. Okay, they want to trade queens. I think I'm okay with that at this point, but I'm not sure. I think I want to just go ahead and trade queens this way. That way, if they take, then I'll have a rook on the open H file. Okay, and now I am ahead about 10, 12 seconds. Assume they're going to try to push these 2 pawns because that looks like their main advantage right now. They're not past pawns yet, but they're getting close. Yeah, they came after the bishop like I kind of thought that they would, and I'm really not sure what to do about it. Guess come back here. They're gonna have to start pushing these pawns pretty quickly because again, I think that's their advantage. But I'm not sure which one they should push first or... Oh, they moved a rook and I didn't hear it. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put this rook over here and try to come down that file. Maybe starting with the bishop. I don't know. Oh, they're coming this way. Okay, can I do anything about that? Probably not. Not sure what I can do about that. That was pretty good, and I realized that their bishop's guarding that square, so there's not much I can do about that other than offer this little bishop trade here. I don't think they can checkmate me just yet, but they're going to start chipping away at pawns if I'm not careful. I think I'm behind now. Earlier when I said I thought I was doing okay, I don't think I'm doing okay now. But we'll see. I'm sacrificing the bishop here in order to get the checks that I want. But I think they can still get out of it. Yeah. Actually, I don't know how they might get out of this, but let's do a check here. They have to come out, and I'm going to take one of their rooks to protect this. And now I'm just behind a piece. Okay, so I really messed up there. Oh, wow. Okay, well, let's give my king an out so that they can't back rank me immediately, but you know, we're going to get this sort of thing. Now they can check down here, but I'm just going to get out. Oh, they didn't. I thought they were going to check down here since the bishop was guarding the square. Oh, but they want to promote. Okay, I have to come back down here to keep them from promoting, like so. But then they're going to put the rook there, and I have to take it, and then when they promote to a queen protected by the bishop, I have to go out this way. So yeah, I have lost. But I don't know where it happened or why. I am going to play it out. I'm going to go back, I guess. I think they wanted me to push the pawn, but I wasn't going to do that. So I don't know. We can end up going this way. Oh, they're aiming for that. Okay. Not much I can do right now. I assume they're going to go here so that they can line up on this pawn or maybe come over one. Oh, they came in one. That was probably smarter because now I cannot avoid mate. I can move over one. So when they take there, I can get out. I'm going to have to do that. Make it, last as long as possible. And see what kind of opponent I'm playing if they're going to come in here and try to... No, they're not. They're going to try to chip away at my pawns. Okay. Sometimes you get the opponent who knows how to get the checkmate immediately, and other times you get the opponent that wants to, take all your pieces and then promote another queen. So we're about to find out, but still not set in stone yet. They can bring the queen over here to f6, or they can just take that other pawn. Let's see what they do. Okay, they took their time and thought about it and took the other pawn. Now they can bring their queen here to c6. Oh, they brought their bishop. Okay, I'm going to move over one. They're going to, okay, now they're trying to do the checkmate. Let's see. I only have two choices here. I think this one's a little safer, but I don't know. Okay, I'm going to go back then. And then I'm going to go back to f8. I do occasionally still run into opponents around my level who do not know how to checkmate, but that might not be the case here. They might just be taking their time to figure it out, knowing that they have 2.5 minutes left, which is a lot of time if you're down to this situation. I would probably come over here. No, that's an option as well. Okay, I'm going to go to h6. I think one reason that a lot of opponents don't know how to do the checkmates is because their opponents usually resign, so they don't have to do them, so they don't get a lot of practice. There we go, right there. All right, you did it. Good job, Bloxini. The flag says Georgia. I assume that's the Georgia in Europe, not the Georgia in, the United States. Well, I'm not that surprised or disappointed in the loss. As I mentioned before we started, I was kind of expecting it. I am going to do the game review. I have one free game review per day, so, might as well use it. It says I played a 75% accuracy, which at my level, around 1300, that's enough to get wins most of the time, but not if your opponent plays slightly better. My opponent did not have any misses or blunders. They did make a few mistakes, but so did I, and I made 3 misses. Looks like I had a very slight lead right around here coming out of the opening. And then where I really went behind was this miss right here, which looks like somewhere in the middle game. Okay, well, I played around my rating, and according to this, my opponent played quite a bit better, but maybe the mistake that I made was obvious to them. That happens sometimes. Let's click over here to the analysis board. Looks like the end of the opening was pretty rough here for both of us. And then it kind of settled down as we transitioned into the end game, but I still made, a mistake and several inaccuracies here. So but again, they should have played c4. They didn't. They hopped this in here, and I should have taken it immediately. All right, sorry. I thought I followed this out during the game. If I take this immediately, they're going to take here, and it says if I take, they're not going to play this or this. No, knight to f, those are their 2 best moves. Okay. I thought they would play something like this over here. What if they did that? What if they did what I thought? Bishop to g4. I would still be ahead. Oh, because okay, if I take here, then they would take my queen, and I would take their queen, and they would get my bishop back. But I would still be ahead, according to the engine. Okay, I don't know how I'd be ahead. Okay, the other thing was, what if they did what it said was their best move after I took here, which is knight to f3, then I could just drop out of the way, and I would be a pawn up. Okay, well, I guess what I didn't see is that if I took and they took and I took with my queen and they got the bishop out of the way of the rook, that I could just take it because I would also be pointed at their queen. That's what I failed to see. So that's why I didn't take it immediately. And since I wasn't going to take it, I had to protect the pawn, which is my second best move, according to the engine. That puts us back at even. So that's not the miss that lost me the game. Or put the bishop on g4, but dropping it back was a mistake because now I can take this pawn. Wait, why didn't I do that? Oh, I didn't do that. I didn't do that because their bishop's here pointed at it. They're already ahead on material. Why would, and it says they wouldn't take it. Come on, why? Why wouldn't they take that with the bishop? Because I would take it, and then why wouldn't they put this knight out of the way because they're up on material? Like here, why wouldn't they put the knight here? That's not their best move. Okay, why? Because of knight to h3 check, king to f1, bishop to d3 check, and their best move is to take it. If they don't take it, I have mate in 1. Wow. So that's why they wouldn't take. Okay. All right, well, I am definitely not at the level to where I would notice that or be able to figure that out, that if they took this, I would have a huge advantage. I don't know. I had no idea what to do here. And if I didn't take this pawn, my next best move was to check with the knight. But they would have taken it, and I would have taken back, and they would have been ahead quite a bit. But by me doing this, they're ahead much more because of that. I honestly thought they were just going to move over one. I had no idea they had a check there, but they did. My opponent found it. Good job to them for finding that, and my best move was to move over. And after that, I was just lost, even though I'm only down a pawn here. Yeah, I did not know it was +4 at this point. I thought it was +1 or 2. I felt like my pieces are protected, but this pawn down here wasn't. That ended up being a problem. Wait, where did I go behind again? I'm trying to learn from this. Here, we're about even if I had taken this pawn. All right, well, I stared at it for a while. Even though I know the answer, I still don't know that I would take that pawn. because I would have to remember, I think, a bunch of precise moves after that for there to be any advantage whatsoever. And I would be down in exchange. Oh, okay. Well, that's tough. Thank you for spending your time here. Let me know what you're doing to get better at chess. I'll see you next time.